Hello friends, welcome to the Global Pulse. Israel wreaks havoc in Gaza, 64 killed in 24 hours, people buried alive in rubble. The Israeli army is currently fighting a war on many fronts. Heavy fighting continues with Hamas in Gaza, Hezbollah in Lebanon and Houthi rebels in Yemen. The IDF is wreaking havoc everywhere. After a tremendous airstrike in Yemen on Saturday, Israel has once again wreaked havoc in Gaza. In the last 24 hours, 64 people have been killed in airstrikes here, while 105 people are said to be seriously injured. Gaza's health ministry says that during the last 24 hours, the Israeli army has intensified its attacks. There is chaos everywhere. Many of the victims are buried alive under the rubble. People's bodies are on the streets. But due to heavy airstrikes, civil defense teams are unable to reach them. Israel says Hamas fighters are hiding in residential areas under the guise of common people. The IDF said in a statement that the UNRWA headquarters was searched based on intelligence. Army troops recovered a large cache of arms, ammunition, and equipment of Hamas naval commandos, military jackets, rifles and intelligence materials. More than 150 terrorists have been eliminated in the last week and around more than 100 terrorist infrastructures have been destroyed. On the other hand, Israel has made a major attack in Yemen for the first time. On Saturday, the Israeli army targeted the Houthi rebels in response to the drone attack on Tel Aviv on Friday. Israel launched airstrikes on Hodeida port and power station. After this, there was a fierce fire at Hodeida port. In response, the Houthi rebels also fired precedents at Israel, but the IDF killed them in the air. 3 people were killed and 87 others injured in the Israeli Defense Forces attack. After this attack, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has warned that whoever harms him will have the same consequences as Gaza and Lebanon. From the beginning of the war, I have made it clear that no one harming us will be spared at any cost, Netanyahu said. Here, there is a period of heavy protests for the release of Israeli hostages from captivity by Palestine's armed organization Hamas. Thousands of people took to the streets of Tel Aviv again on Saturday and demanded the Israeli government reach an agreement with Hamas to release the hostages. People fear that if the war in Gaza prolongs, more hostages will be killed there. Some people involved in this demonstration also accused their own government of genocide of Palestinians. Along with this, Israeli military action in Gaza has been compared to the Holocaust. People who have been demonstrating every Saturday for a long time in Tel Aviv have also demanded the resignation of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his entire government. They say that the Netanyahu government has failed. The protesters claim that Prime Minister Netanyahu and his government are completely incapable of freeing the hostages and running the country. In such a situation, Netanyahu should resign immediately and hold general elections in the country. Hamas attacked Israel on October 7 last year and took more than 250 people hostage. About half of them have been released so far. There are still 116 Israeli hostages. Thank you very much for being with us. Always stay tuned for the latest news and updates across the globe. Goodbye and see you soon.